Nice, awesome. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. Welcome home, welcome back. For a lot of you, this is your second home. For a lot of you, you've been here for quite some time. You really see how the markets really, really react. So really, really welcome. Or for those who just joined us as well. Nice. So let's go straight into it right now. You can see right now our stock market has been going really, really, really nicely. I want to show you some charts as well later on so you can kind of see what kind of happened at this moment in time. As you said it many times, but I think it's really important. The only way to get really good at trading and investing is really about being disciplined. Okay. So if we are becoming an emotional creatures, everyone would have made money. That means, oh, things is going up, let's buy. Oh, things is coming down, let's sell. Making money from trading and investing doesn't really comes from following the crowd. Making money from trading and investing actually come from being a contrary, yeah, really by being different. This is why any successful traders, like Warren Buffett says, the most important thing about being to get good at trading and investing is 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 trading and investing is a vehicle where it's a transferring of the wealth. I should say many times, write it down. It's a transferring of the wealth from the impatient to the patient. Yeah. But let's go straight into it right now so I can show you my chart. Cool. So whenever we start doing anything, we really start looking through the S&P 500 real quick because this really talk about everything. So 50% of the S&P 500 right now is is compromised of the consists of the Max 7, your Tesla, your Amazon, your Microsoft, all the Max 7, 50%, I think. So anyway, so let's have a look right now. So you can see no matter kind of what happened to the economy and it went up kind of big time. You can see this is 2000. We'll look more into this 2000 kind of later on as well. It went up big time. And if you ask me what happened in this 2000 financial crisis is that almost every single companies, almost every single technology stocks, no matter what that is, it's just literally gone up. Literally, no matter what that is, it's literally just gone up. If you're in 199, you 1998, 1997, when people ask you what companies are you, technology, you close your eyes, literally went up big time. Literally went up big time. And it happens all the time. When we have this radio thing going on, we have this electricity going on, oil and gas going on, all this revolution, and then we have this technology revolution going on. So as long as you say that you are technology, your stock is gonna go up big time there, and it did went up big time for temporarily, yeah, before we have an internet bubble coming down really nicely. So during this time, we have more IPO than anything. Yes, more and more technology stocks started to come out. You'll be like, oh, why do we have so many IPO? All of the companies started to have this IPO. IPO really forms during a bull market, where we call it when so many IPO forms, that's where the bubble happens. The same thing as well in 2000 and 2020 during the Corona bubble. If anyone remember the Corona bubble, so we also have stocks going up big time. ARK Invest. ARK Invest, if anyone remember, ARK is a Cathy Wood, one of the very famous investor hedge funds. She literally just investing in stocks that is very innovative. That's always talking about the future. She's always talking about the blockchain. So anything, same thing with 2017. If you say anything to do with blockchain, to do with crypto, your stock literally spike up big time. Same thing with this time. This is actually called ARK Invest, and literally every single person has it went up so much where every single person just put a lot of money into ARK Invest. This is ARK Invest. They came out in 2017. This is like, oh, okay. And then he didn't do anything for 3 years. And then suddenly ARK Invest McCarthy would a lot of people know that. So April time it just went up big time. May went up big time. June went up big time. July went up big time. August, September, August. These are the corona situation where everyone stays at home and everyone's just stays at home and start trading and investing. So it just create a lot of this bubble because a lot of people just buy. If I show you ARK Invest companies, ARK Invest top 20 companies. These companies are mainly things where Let's have a look. Are mainly things mainly based in the future. Yeah, a lot of things you never really heard it before and stuff like that. Really, a lot of them based on the future. Let's have a look. Invest ETF top 50 companies. Maybe ChatGPT is going to help us. So let's have a look. Oh, So yeah, so it's kind of like a Roblox, like Circle, Bean, Archer Aviation, all of that, and a lot of them are not profitable. Okay, a lot of that are not profitable. So it went up big time. I'm not so sure if anyone can relate to me where you are part of this circle where everyone just got into it big time. Like if you didn't get into it, you feel like you are missing out big time. Yeah, this is the closest that we have to do with 2000 internet bubble. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened, just go on big time. And then in 1st of February, is it 1st of February? Let me think. 1st of February. Okay, this guy fall first before anyone else. So this guy started to fall. Most of the stocks started to fall in December. So this guy started to fall. A lot of these innovative stocks, technology started to fall down big time before anyone else. And it did. It did come back down really, really big time. And when it went up so much from 300 to 14, can you see from 3 to 14? It went up around 300% return. And people think that this girl, Kathy Wood, is the next Warren Buffett. This girl really, really famous. She really thinks she's the next Warren Buffett because she's still investing a lot of like really innovative stocks, like really get rich quick stocks, like stocks where it's like wow, it's like the future. And yeah, she just invested that big time, and then it just came back down really, really nicely like that. And people just have the we just have the side by side comparison with Cardi and Warren Buffett. Let's have a look. So she literally bought beat Warren Buffett big time and at that moment, and people will be like, oh, what's going on, maybe Warren Buffett is not as good anymore. So this is actually her stock. Let's have a look. So initially her stock, innovative ETF, this is her stock, went up really, really big time, like the world has never seen before, went up big time. And people say that this is the next Warren Buffett, literally, because she went up like 300%. And while Warren Buffett stocks is not really going anywhere, and people are criticizing him. Warren Buffett, why are you not doing anything? Why are you so bad? And I've been so patient for such a long time, and people is started to get into all these like new growth stocks that we are talking about. People are getting into like crazy stocks, crazy names like Zoom. Zoom used to be very, very famous during this time because people think that people are stay at home right now. So people get into Zoom, people get into like what's that called? Peloton. Peloton, they Peloton. The stay at home, the stay at home this thingy. People has been running the Peloton store. Let me show you Peloton store. So a lot of people are trying to get into like this is what Art has been investing in. A lot of these Peloton stocks big time. And yeah, Peloton like went up big time like that. Anyone who didn't get into Peloton, people think you are crazy, you are ridiculous, And because this is the next big thing. What else? This is the thing where oh, Zoom, even Zoom. Like right now, we are all using Zoom. Look at the Zoom. People, if you didn't get to Zoom, people say you are crazy, and the whole world was getting into Zoom. Can you see in 2009, like February, March? This is all the Corona time. Zoom literally went from 5 to 60. Zoom went up 10 times. Zoom went up 10 times. Literally went up 10 times. And people be like, okay, look, we're all using Zoom. It's not that Zoom is not useful. It's not to say AI is not useful. It's not to say things are not useful. But this is kind of what happened. This is kind of what happened. And if I show you the graph later on, afterwards, you will see that Warren Buffett beat her big time. Where's the graph after? So you only see the graph right now. You didn't see the graph after. Where's the graph after? Let's look. Um, but basically, the graph after was just them beating them big time. Like Warren Buffett was just beating that big time. Where are we? Do, 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 do. But let me just give you the graph. So that's kind of what happened. And the graphs, if we were to extrapolate the graph, it was literally This literally they will literally continue to come down while this one continues to go up big time. Yeah, the Warren Buffett one will continue to go up. The black one is literally Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett stocks. But if I'm going to show you 2020, 2025, let's see if anyone extrapolate for us. No one extrapolate for us. Maybe trading view is going to extrapolate for us. Yeah, yeah, you can see this graph just like that. So initially during Corona time, when everyone is in the bubble, when everyone thinks, you know, the innovation stock, this happens literally all the time. When radio comes in, everyone going to radio stock, radio, radio. When something new comes in, people just jump into it big time. Like we used to have hosts, we used to have airlines, all of that. People just jump into it big time. Technology, AI, everyone jump into it big time. Look, so this one, this is the purple color one. Is just the what's purple color? It's just you know the hero during during 2020 Corona time. So it just went up big time. People who are really impatient, I just want to make it very clear. Why would people, this is why it's so clear. This is Warren Buffett stocks continue to go up big time, beating everyone else. And this happens all the time. This happens all the time. Temporarily, this happens all the time where you might see some people are making big money suddenly. You might see some people are, oh wow, that's what's going on right now. People are jumping into like a lot of things, AI and stuff like that. We do have a lot of students who are making big money, etc. But I just want to let you know is that jumping into the hype when everyone else is jumping in, when the stock is at all-time high, when things are very, very high, you will feel, wow, what's going on? What's going on? You might feel like, oh, why did I jump in and stuff like that? But jumping into a hype like that eventually eventually time you're gonna come back down big time. Yeah, so this is why it's really about the transferring of wealth, being the impatient to the patient, literally. It's just the stock market is a transferring of wealth from the impatient to the patient. Yeah, so because at that moment he was very, very patient. Where is it? Yeah, it's stock market is transferring from wealth, really from the impatience to the patient, where people who are very impatient, they were jumping in big time and things like that. But the reality is, if you have waited through the extreme fears to get into Kathy Wood's stock, you could have waited for extreme fears to get into her stock. So rather than jumping in during not at extreme fears. If you have jumping in into Cathy Wood stocks at the extreme fears at that moment, then yes, then you will do really, really well. What do you mean? So if I show you right now, if you go to what ARK Invest, whatever that is, using our strategy, you can see the last time we have these extreme fears was actually just in where are we? Just in April time, if you remember, just writing that if you've got in just at the April, 3 would have become 9. You have made 300% just like that. While other people are just giving you 30%. S&P 500 ETF just giving you 30%. Yeah. So our strategies are still the most powerful strategy in the world. So it doesn't mean that we don't buy. It's not to say that we don't do anything, but it's just that a lot of successful students that you see right now, they make a lot of money because they have already bought it during our extreme field time. That's about it. So you just have to experience between 1 to 2 extreme fears, and that's all you need. I know if you look at the last time we have extreme fears, this is April, and the last time we have extreme fears, yeah, it's just right there as well. So anytime when you bought any things that you want, crazy stocks, high growth stocks, you just have to buy during extreme fears time, and you'll be very glad. Look at our stock market kind of like today. Um, yeah, so you can see right now when the stock comes down, it comes down really quickly. As you say, in the past 1 month time, 2 months time, the stock market actually did not move at all. It actually did not move at all. And especially if you're based in the UK, as I say, what's that called? If you just type the the UK one, which is just that one. Yep. You see that we actually did not move at all, yep, it's just very, very similar to where we are. All these 1 to 2% and stuff like that, you actually don't need it. You don't need this 1 to 2%. You don't need to be like, oh, I'm missing out the 1 to 2%. It's like the art invest we talk about. You don't need the 1 to 2%. Oh, I'm missing out on the 1 to 2%, 3% and stuff like that. All these percentage, you don't need that. You're like, I'm missing out a little bit of that. You don't need that. It's same thing with internet bubble. Let me just show you a little bit. Let me see if I can find the pictures of some internet bubble. Let's have a look. Yes, can I see the pictures? Yeah, so the same thing, internet bubble here. You can see 1997, 1998, 1999. This is the time where any technology stocks, you close your eyes, it went up. So this is the Nasdaq. This is the technology. Yeah, this is in the blue one is the Nasdaq. You went up big time in 2000, really, really big time. People throwing stones at Berkshire. This is Warren Buffett company. So Warren Buffett company was actually coming down. You can see just before the internet bubble. Warren Buffett stock was actually just coming down. Literally everything was going up. Warren Buffett stock was coming down because because the investor of Warren Buffett are so impatient. They literally sold Warren Buffett stocks to get into technology because they think that technology is going to change the world. So this is what happened. People pull out from Warren Buffett stocks, pull out from all these like stable stocks that's going to make money and stuff like that. They just pull out a lot of these stocks, and then they invest in this a new big hype coming in. There's a new big hype going up big time, new big hype coming in, and then when the bubble bursts, this one just fall 80% of its value, just come back down big time, while Warren Buffett stock just went up big time. It's literally the opposite of what happened, just coming back down and going back up like that. Or even how can you make money a lot in this same strategy here? If you, it's not to say that you are not allowed to get into these Nasdaq stocks and these technology stocks. You can actually, we encourage you to do it, but you have to do it during extreme fear time, literally. Yeah, because if you go in during extreme fear time, you make so much money you never seen before. Yeah, and you don't need to get in all the time. You just need to get in 1 to 2 times only. Cool. So that's kind of what happened. So let's come back. Let's come back here, kind of like right now. So if you look at a lot of things that yeah, and you don't have to trade like every day. You don't have to get in and get out every hour, get in and get out every hour, because a lot of the successful students that you see, we just get in one time and then forever you see the profits coming in like that. Yeah, there's no need to get in, get out like that, and you can start very small as well. Cool. So let's get straight into it right now. So as you say, no matter what happened to the economy, buying stock is a really, really good thing to do. You can see consistently, it's just been going up really nicely. Stock market is the only thing that actually do that. Yeah, nothing like that. Not forex and stuff. So if you just draw our step to our trend line just right here, is to say that now we just want to touch a little bit of touches. So if daily doesn't work, you can do like weekly chart. So just like yeah, weekly chart like that, just to say that the best time to actually get in, we still have to be patient, is to come when it comes down to this trend line. But when it comes to this support line, it will be really, really nice. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. If you're gonna get daily right now, you can see our Bollinger Band started to touch our line at the top band. So you can see when the Bollinger Band is at the bottom, it tends to pull back out, top, it tends to pull back up, pull back down. It's like a rubber band. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. And yeah, so that's kind of what happened. So if you look at a lot of the stocks that we recommended, sometimes as well, even when the stock is going sideways. So remember, when the stock come down, it's going to come down faster than anyone else. And when the stock come down, you will, all these 1 day coming down, 2 days coming down is going to be more than you 10 days of going up, 1 month of going up. So why don't you just sit down and just be impatient and just wait for the things to come? Yeah. So we recommended some stocks. So and then we go on some strategies that we always talk about with the sentiment and all of that. Now we recommended some stocks as well from time to time. Yeah, from time to time as well. So last week we actually don't have a lot of stocks. The first one is A Canada. It was actually just 8% drop. We actually won 10% drop. And concentrates was okay, but the revenue was up. It would be nice to have both going down. Yeah. Fact sets we recommend some time ago. New Code, 24 September, Lena, Guidewire. All of these stocks are, if you got in, should be making quite some money. So we have students sending us screenshots as well. So that's kind of what happened. Fact sets that we recommend on 24th of September. It's been coming down slowly. Lena's as well. We recommend 24th of September coming down a little bit. Coming down slowly. Guidewire it's been doing 27. So well done for everyone who recommended those stocks. Just remember, if you want to make money from the stock market, you want to make sure the guidance actually drop like never seen before. That's just so important. Yeah. And it's not every day you will be able to find stocks like that. It's not every day because earning seasons is quarterly. So it's quarterly. Earning seasons is like four times a year. So every day you won't find it, which is absolutely normal. Yeah. Otherwise you're going to be very busy. So that means you really just got to be so if you can't find it, what happened? You can expand to different countries as well. Yeah, if you really really cannot find them, but just yeah. So cool. So what I'm gonna do right now, we're gonna go through some. Okay, let's have a look. Like let's look at some of the stocks that we did the other day. Let's look at Lena. Oops, let's see. So yeah, so you went like that. So eventually, a lot of the stocks that we recommend, eventually is still gonna go to the way that we kind of want. Yeah, including Lululemon. Eventually, it's still gonna go come to the place that we kind of want. So it's coming back down really kind of nicely, just right here. Fact set. Let's see what happened to this guy. Fact set research. So we recommend to short there. It's been coming down really, really nicely there. Facts that organic growth expected in the range before. So almost everything was okay. Margin is really important. So when the margin drop, things are a bit tricky. Just write it down. Operating margin is really important, especially the revenue is also very important. So the GAAP EPS before was 14, now it's 14. Yeah, so that's why we short them. Cool. So that's kind of what happened there and then. So let me look at chat box real quick. There was doing your homework. So Mel found one company to sell. What is it like robotic but not profitable? But there's a lot of hype. Is it like what's happening? And you're absolutely right. There's a lot of hype going on with a lot of these stocks, like crazy. It's a lot of hype. And just like during Corona time, just like robots time and stuff like that. So when you see a lot of these hype, you'll be like, okay, that's all fine. But our strategies are still our strategy. So we never really buy during extreme greed time, and we never really buy during any other stage other than when we are being really, really fearful. Yeah, it's just some really, really powerful stuff. Cool. So now we're gonna go through some trades right now. Just because the jackpot here is really to find stocks that actually went down big time in terms of the guidance, etc. Yeah, that's what we are trying to do. So if people hand is really getting itchy, because sometimes people hand is getting really itchy. If your hand is itchy, I actually recommend you to go to Market Screener, expand the countries to find guidance stocks that are actually going down in terms of their guidance. If your hand is really itchy, yeah, that's the first part. The second part, if you do not want to short anything, you can buy some stocks that is super undervalued. Remember the last time we talked about some stocks that's super undervalued? If you look at some examples before, if you go to like maybe finviz.com, let's see if we can find some stocks. So if you go to like maps. So if you look at map, oops, let's do it make it smaller, smaller. Cool. So if you look at map, this is what happened kind of today. And then if you look at the whole 1 week time, and if you look at the whole 1 month time, the best way to look at in terms of is just using the PE ratio sectors, SP 500. So we're doing that. So as you talked about before, sometimes things are quite expensive. So it will be the kind of level of technology here. Their P on 30, while SP 500 is on 23 something. While all these discretionary. Well, the cheaper one, the one that is actually quite nice, is just the healthcare is still quite low. It's just on the 17. And healthcare normally they still have quite some high growth. You don't want to just buy cheap stocks. You want the growth to be more than 10%. Write it down. You don't want to buy the P ratio of the stock that's the lowest. You also want their growth to be more than 10% if you actually want to make money. Yeah. And financial stocks, these two stocks are relatively quite cheap. Yeah. So buying the whole sector, whether you bought a financial sector, healthcare sector, is actually quite fine for you. Buying the whole sector. Yeah, obviously the dream will be to buy at with a fear or extreme fear time. That will be really the dream. And because if you look at right now, because this is undervalued, you probably think that this has been outperforming a little bit. So you can see the healthcare sector in the past 1 week time, healthcare has actually been doing quite well. Yeah. So you can see the one is actually quite been doing quite well in terms of 1 week time because they've been underperforming. But if you look at countries as underperforming, we talked about the other day, some countries has actually been cheaper than the others as well. Um, Cool. So that's kind of what happened when you invest in like not the hype stocks that everyone is getting into. The only time where you should get into the hype stocks, as I said before, during extreme fears time, the hype stocks is going to go up big time. These are all the dream stocks. These are all the stocks where it's all about the future. It's the robotic stocks and all of that. This is when you buy during extreme fear time. And these are the stocks where there's super high growth. They're 100% growth, 200% growth, 300% growth like that. But when the market comes down, these are the stocks that's going to get crashed the most more than anybody else. Okay. So you don't want to get them in the on the top, but you will always hear them at the top. You will never hear them at the bottom because news only happen when things already happen, when the price is already there, when people already make the money. So you hear them at the top. You don't hear all these stocks at the bottom. So by the time you hear them, you're not supposed to buy them anymore. So you're supposed to remember them and get them again during extreme fear again. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. While when it comes to coming up, what stocks normally will go up? The stocks that go up normally it is some very very slow. Will be some slow growth stocks that's gonna come up. While when it comes down, usually the slow growth stocks will usually come down as well. They will usually come down as well, but they just might not come down so quick. Yeah, they just might not come down so quick. They will come down as well, but it will not come down as much as these high growth stocks. Yeah. So what am I personally doing is just really, really getting ready. At that when the time comes you keep some of your funds and you wait for the time to come, just be super patient at the moment and really observing some emotional some panic seasons at the moment to go in at the right times as well, because at the right times as well we're gonna we're gonna for students on the right training we're gonna do it together. We're gonna use a little bit of a leverage as well. We're gonna show you some some different types of some from leverage trading. So when the time is really comes, like options trading as well can be a nice thing to do. Cool. So but you kind of got to know what you're doing. So let's have a look right now to some of your when you say you buy the whole sectors. Yeah. So when you buy the whole sector, you can actually just buy the whole healthcare sector. So you can see the whole type healthcare as SB, type the whole healthcare as and or iShare healthcare. Let's flow. So yep, so you can see iShare healthcare, yep, ETF, just the whole, just like the whole sectors and that you can see they're being crushed kind of big time. It's a bit weird, this graph. Let's look at another graph. iShare healthcare. Let's see, maybe this guy. Okay. Yeah. Let's type healthcare sector. Let's see if it comes with anything or healthcare ETF. Innovation. Maybe just this that we have a weird crash kind of going on there. Maybe they split the company or something. But let's click on, yeah, they all have that steep jump like that. Do. Okay, let's use another graph. This is why using a lot of platform is quite good. I'm gonna go on any platform is fine, so that you can see you can compare the charts a little bit between different things. So I'm going to use these platforms called Trading View. And I'm just going to hold the whole sector. We got the whole sectors kind of right here. This is consumer staple, healthcare sector. Yep. So this is just S&P 500 healthcare. You just type on trading 212, type healthcare. You should see that. So let's just zoom it out. How do we zoom it out? Zoom it out, zoom it out, zoom it out. Zoom it out, zoom it out, zoom it out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom it out like that. Cool. You can see so this is a healthcare line. Yeah, the one is in the red is healthcare lines going up, and it's been coming down, but recently it's just been spiking up a little bit like that, going up like that. Yeah, spiking up like that. These are stocks like that we talk about quite a lot of times. A lot of people are still owning them. United Heath, we bought in just right at the bottom, and it's been coming down. You can buy them when it comes back to 30K. It would be really nice. Last we recommend Lily last week as well. This guy. So if you look at daily, last year was just around here. It did spike up quite nicely, just right there as well. If it comes back to our buy point last week, that would be quite a nice thing to get in. These are all some stocks based in healthcare as well. Salesforce is also quite cheap. This is a software stocks. Yep. Salesforce is actually just at the bottom, just right there. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, a lot of these stocks during market crash, will this stock crash? Yes, they will actually crash. Yeah. So usually during when the market crash, these stocks will also crash. It's not that you're gonna be avoided by them. They will also come down as well when the market crash, because in the US, a lot of people's wealth is based on the what's that called, based on the stock market. So when the market crash, people have a sentiment scared, and then some people even say they can trigger recession when the market crash. In the UK, if the market crash, we're like, oh, crash, then that's fine, because no one really cares about the stock market in the UK. But in the US, when there's a lot of people, they put a lot of their money in there. So when it crashes, you're like, oh, this recession might be coming. So the whole market was crashing down. So when the US market crash, the chances are even China market, the UK market, the whole thing is going to crash a little bit. Yeah, just like the tariff time, April time, March time, every single part of the world crash, no matter where you are or who you are or what sectors you are. It's just coming back down. And the one that go up the highest is the one with the highest growth. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. So cool. So yeah. So that's kind of what happened. So it's the same thing. I rather much to get in during extreme fears time. I just gonna be very patient, because I know we don't have to do it 10, 20 times. We don't need to do it 10 times. We just need to do it 1 to 2 times, and that's all we need. Cool. So let's get straight into it, to your homework right now, to see if there's any stocks that you found that we can get into. Let's have a look. If you've done your homework, you can, if you want to just talk to me, you can type host and panelist, and I will answer your questions. If you just send it to host and panelist. Cool. So what I'm gonna do, if you've done your homework, let's have a look. So our work has been quite good. So even though the stock market was quite stable and quite balanced, you can see our strategies are quite powerful. If you found guidance actually coming down big time like never seen before, eventually things also come back down. It's not is you might not come down straight away, but essentially eventually they came down as well. Yeah. So we're just gonna find more trades like that. So you can see, let's see, why do we get to Lena? Yeah, Lena's orders from the third quarter margin was dropping. So a lot of things kind of droppings on Lena's as well. Even new core. What happened to new core? Let's look. Cool. It was coming back down a little bit like that. Cool. Yep. So let's have a look on some of the stocks right now about Guidewire. Let's have a look. Guidewire is a bit of a different thing just because if you look at it, it's actually at the resistance lines as well. Yeah, it's actually at the resistance lines as well. So it's coming back down like that. Okay, cool. So well done for anyone who recommended that. So let's go straight into it right now to some of your stocks. Cool. Let's have a look right now. Sure. Do, do, do. Cool. If you've done your homework, let me know because this is a session where we go through your homework, we look at what is best, and then if it is good, we will put it on our watch list to make money together. If it is good. If it's not good, then we skip and we go to the next one. Let's have a look. But at least you learn throughout the process. But the way to make the money is you should have already done the homework before you come, just so that you already make money when you do the homeworks because you already know what to buy and what to sell by using the strategies that we gave you on week 4. Cool. So you could have actually just get into a trade already. But let's have a look on this one. So this is September 15. This is a revenue. This is a revenue. Let's have a look. Reports entertainment. So let's go to the first sentence. These are all the past tense, so we don't read the first sentence. The second sentence was still the past tense, so we don't read them. So who is this? When you doing it, we need the guidance. I don't think you are giving us the guidance. Yeah, that's not the guidance. That's just the tricky part. We kind of need the guidance. Yeah. Yep, this is under guidance. Guidance is a range of numbers if you need help. Okay. Remember, we want past tense, but well done for trying. So how do you find the guidance if they don't give it here? You have to do it manually. I'm going to show you how to do it manually. A lot of people don't know how to do it manually. I'm going to show you right now. Cool. I'm going to show you right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type the name of this stock right now. Dave and Buster, investor. So you click on press release like that. So we're going to click 15th of September like that. And where's there's another one? Reports financial result. So you click on both of them. Okay, you want to have two things to compare with. I'm showing you how to do it. A lot of people say they don't know how to do it. I'm going to show you now. So you look through the guidance. There's no guidance here. There's no guidance here. There's no guidance here. These are all the past tense. Yeah. Remember how you read so quick? I just look at the present tense. If it's not there, then it's not there. So let's have a look. Entertainment report, inductment. They might not have the guidance. Let's see. Events and presentation to see if they have it here. So guidance can appear on 3 places. I hope you remember. So this one is press release, one is presentation, and one is transcript. We're gonna go to the transcript right now. to see if we can, if this stock is going to make us a lot of money. So we scramble, we will push harder. We can see stock is this. Your pay play indicated. This refers to reaffirm near-term outlook and incentive alignment. So reaffirming means it's the same. Um, the outlook is the same. So this is reaffirming. This is the guidance. Yeah, this is kind of part of the guidance. Lee declare from my perspective from this thing is a new EBITDA target. So this is like kind of the guidance there. Full reference here. So let's type expect, see if you get anything. With a full year expectation at the midpoint of prior guidance. So this is another guidance here. This is in the middle of the guidance. So it's not if you want to make money, it has to be very different compared to the guidance. Okay, they have to be very different compared to the guidance. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Because it's in the middle, you have to be very outside of the guidance. Cool. So when we are doing it, you kind of need to watch it so you know what we are actually looking for because you are actually looking for it as well if you want to make a lot of money. So well done for that, but just remember we need the guidance. So there's no guidance here. Cool. Let's go to the next one. If you've done it, let me know. Let's see. Just type in the chat box. Let's see what we have. Carnival shares rise after all of that outlook lifted. Is that quite some time? 159 to 204 into digital. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's click on your link. Do. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N. Hey, Carmax. Let's have a look. Well done. Let's see. Adjusted misconsensus unit decrease. These are also not really compared. These are not really guidance as well. A year ago, these are not guidance. Let's see. Let's read here. Carmax. Okay. Let's have a look. Two. Before that, let's finish this first. Which narrator we close that we show going forward. The areas I'm most focused on at the moment is just a few of these. We'll push harder, reminding, making changes. Wow, companies tell that they are very undervalued today. So it's nice to read the transcript because you get to see how they value their own company. Yeah. You get to see how they own value their own company. Compare it against our broad peer group. There is no other way to say that this business is extremely undervalued based on our strength, economics, and all of that. I'm confident that worth a lot more we are today, which leads to our final point. And there are some questions just at the bottom. This is where people are asking questions at the bottom. The questions that you have, they are all asking at the bottom. Do. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Next one. The next one was Carmax. So let's go to market screener and find Carmax. Just type Carmax on here. And then you go on all news. That's fine. So let's see. Quarterly report for quarter ending. Reinvested uncertain downgrades. Report second quarter result 25th. Let's have a look on that. Okay. Let's see if they give us the guidance. Usually, if they don't, we just have to go through the company's official website. This is the transcript. Let's see. I'm going through companies like that for you, with you, so you know how or what to look for to make a lot of money. Because you see, it's not just about to save your time, you kind of know what to read and what not to read. I usually like to we're usually just reading the guidance. Compare. Sometimes to make it easier, we just type expect. They should come out straight away. This is a Richmond Miss copyright. Okay, let's go to the company straight away. Carmax, INC investor. You always type that into Google. And let's click news and events. Report second quarter results. Click on that. One now second. We want a presentation. Let's see if we can find them. So this is a press release. The presentation is here. Let's click on that. So the first one, key takeaway, uh, OneDrive. Just so what do they actually do? Performance summary. These are all happened in the past. A lot of people give me these numbers. We actually don't care about these numbers. Um, and then credit, healthy overview, largest, diversifying, auto finance, appendix, quarter result. Cool. These are what already happened. They were all in the past tense. Decrease in the past tense. We deliver double-digit year-over-year EPS growth. But these are all happening in the past. We're trying to see if there's anything to talk about in the future. The sales, these are all in the past. Total interest. Okay. Let's see. Looking forward statement. Is this guy based in the US? Let's have a look. It should be, or Canada. Where's this guy from? Carmax, where are you from? Vancouver. What's this? Richmond, where is this? What country is this? Okay, that's fine. Cool. Let's go to the transcript right now. Carmax transcript. This is the last place where you found the earning transcript to see what they are talking. We appreciate. Let's statement. Continue reading. Usually it's just on the press release, but some companies are a bit tricky. Since the beginning, we have under adjustment, translate, and grow, but the full realization can be impacted by all of that. So let's read this carefully. During the second quarter, so that's kind of already happened. They're talking about, more than last year, full increase. We believe the tariff pull forward since the beginning. We have underwriting, all of that. Okay. As important as all of that. On the continue to shrink, we expect to receive between additional income. So these are some expectation here. We expect to gain the sale. These are all some expectation here. So these are kind of like your guidance. So we don't just take this like that. We have to compare between the one that we have last quarter. So let's read it carefully. We expect the gain on sale to be approximately. We also expect 14 additional. Let's see if there's any more. These are all the wars. These are all the past tense. For example, this quarter, this has already happened in the past. Looking forward, these are where guidance usually come regarding we expect an increase in per unit spend. They can spend a bit more, so it's not good news. We expect service margin to be in the back half due to seasonal sales. Expect service margin to face pressure in the back half of the year. So they're saying that the margin is going to come down. It's not a good news as well. You don't want your margin to come down. Margin, as you say in the beginning of the call, is very important. For the full year, we expect to deliver positive margin, which is a direct result. Turning to capital allocation, we continue to our share purchase. Thank you. So as you heard, we are actively. So these are the important bits. Now, money is not made if you just do that. You have to compare, okay? The one before. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to click Carmax transcript, but this transcript probably is in June. So we got the one in September. Now we just need the one in June, probably this one. Just click on that. So we're going to compare side by side like that. And afterwards, I want you to tell me whether you should buy or we should sell. Yeah. If you do it wrong, you don't make money. If you do it right, we make money. As simple as that. So pay full attention right now. So we're just going to go through exact same sentence as what we got from just now. So let's see if we get that. Okay, so this is what happened. Okay, this is the quarter in June. That one was September. Okay, so let's read. Accelerated is a past tense. We don't care. I'm teaching you what to care and what not to care. Again, most people will not show you that. At the end of the quarter, these are all already happened in the past. Expect is where money comes. Just remember, when you read the word expect, that's where your money comes. Okay. So we expect the service margin to grow year over year, predominantly in the first half to deliver a positive contribution as government sales. So before that was quite positive. They say that the service margin is going to grow all year over year. Okay. to deliver a positive contribution for the full year as governed by the sales performance, given the leverage. Okay. Recall the first quarter is typically the strongest due to high season. Okay. Turning to marketing, we expect the full year that our spend will be flat year over year. So let me show you what it's saying. So they are saying that they expect service margin. This is the quarter before in June to grow. That means they're going to make more money. Service margin. For those who do not know, margin is how much money you keep in your revenue. Okay. So if you make £100, high margin means you can keep the whole £100, for example. Yeah. Low margin means you don't get to keep all the £100. And so that's the first part. They say it's doing really great. And then this is in June. And then they're gonna how much money you're gonna spend? They say they're gonna spend money on marketing to be flat. So they're gonna not gonna spend so much. Okay. That's what happened. And when it comes to now, this is what they say. They expect what? An increase in the total spend. So they are thinking they're going to spend a little bit more. Not just that, they also say that they expect the service margin to face pressure. So my question to you right now, would you have bought this stock or sell this stock when you kind of like, I don't know, do this company at that moment? Buy or sell? Down the chat box for me real quick. Yeah, obviously we have to read a little bit more. We have to send out a little bit more, but just based on that, just type in chat box for me a little bit. Yeah. So let's read. So this is what just 3 months ago. Just we already done that, but let's just read a little bit of these, a little bit of that, that. Thank you so much. We deliver. You can compare and contrast as well. Maybe ChatGPT might be able to help you in terms of the language. But it's better to use our things to read and understand. It's not too difficult to understand, actually. These are all in the past tense, so it's very easy. We focus on all of that to be fully so. I just trying to look see if there's any more guidance because that's the guidance. Like sometimes they make it very easy for you to find. Sometimes companies just don't, and it's normal. Berkshire Hathaway don't even give guidance. Yeah, Warren Buffett company doesn't give guidance. Whole some banks don't even give guidance, and it's fine. If they don't give guidance, we just try to find our guidance. These are all the guidance. These are all the past tense, so we don't really care about all of that. During the first quarter, oh, yeah, just that. So sometimes if you have questions, the analyst is going to ask questions for you in the Q&A sessions. Click here, they give you the Q&A. So these are the people asking questions. Let's see. See if there's ask any good question or they ask some crazy question. Yeah, that's about it. Not much. Um, let's see. Awesome. So let me look at the chat box right now. So a lot of people say sell. Let's have a look. I did the homework, but all my pictures have disappeared. Calvin, if your picture disappear, send me your link for your Excel sheet. Do they hide guidance on purpose? Some companies they hide the guidance because they just don't want to give the guidance. But even though they don't give the guidance, they give the guidance not during earnings. They give guidance in between earnings. So you have to click in between earnings. Vishal says sell, Resh says sell, Claire says sell, Mel says sell, Alvin says sell. So let's have a look. Based on the negative news, based on what you said, you're absolutely right. So let's see if it's true or not. So why let me just repeat why do we talk about selling? Because you look at here, this is in what 1 week ago, which is the date of 26th of like, I don't know, September. When you read this news, you will be like, okay, it's a bit weird because you say for the full year, they expect, what is this? direct efficiency cover, we expect increasing the total spend, expect for the service margin to be pressure. So that's what happened. And then here, they're just saying what? They're saying good. So before that was quite good. Yeah. Where are we? Um, so you actually have to sit down and actually find the word expect here. Okay. So it starts here. So out of so many, this is why I go through the top for you so that you know what to look for. A lot of people they will ask you to read the whole thing. It's fine to read the whole thing if it is your babies, but for now we're just gonna read what we want. Can you see this is how you save some time? Yeah. So you just read this. So usually they say to expect growth over years. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm going to put on our watch list right now. Watch list happen right now. So this is Carmax. So we say short is because last time was like this. Oops, what happened? So this copy like that. Oops, how can I not copy this? Copy that. We click on that. And then now, when we say now was like this, we expect now. This is now. Okay. So what do? You have to plot the earning guidance. You have to go back to 8 quarters to see if they use a language like that before or not. If they have used a language like that before, then it might not be a powerful sell. But if they have never used a language like that, that is a powerful sell that's going to make you a lot of money. So this is why you must do the homework for the week 4 video before you come to this training. Yeah, this is why this is not the first training that you come, so that you actually know how it works. So I'm going to type it on here, the latest, and these are the old one. Okay, these are the old one. These are the previous quarter. This latest quarter is probably on the 26th of September. So well done for all of students. If so let's look at what our students did really, really good. These are good, but these are all happened in the past. So what would be even better is that you go to the transcript and you copy like that, you know. Both things that I want is how what is the service margin saying? Because that's a keyword for their transcript. And the next one I want is how much they are spending, which is just for marketing, etc. But service margin is really what I want to know only, just about that. You just want to see, how things is kind of going like that. Yes, it's bad. No, it's not buying bad, all of that. Where is the um we deliver our sourcing capital? Okay, that's kind of like that. Okay. Okay, let's just find where where are we? Let me see. Buying back. We expect. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yep, this one regarding marketing. So just gonna copy that. Looking forward. Okay, that's the. So we're gonna copy this guy and put it on there like that. All right. So kind of like in terms of the expect increase per total spend. Okay, we just need to know this a little bit. Okay, these two. So you can see there's a big difference there. So Carmax, let's see what date is that. The date for Carmax was on what? 6/10. So 6/10. So you should have short on 6/10 probably. So look at Carmax, a little bit like that. When is 6/10? 6/10 is like 2 days ago. Wow, what's this? What is this? We expect merging. Yeah, we have done a little bit before, I think. Okay, let's have a look. This is why if you have done it already, this is really nice for you. So you can always look back. Let's read. Expects to be slightly up year over year. So The last time what we have on Q3 is up. We expect year-over-year improvement. Okay. And then we go here, April time, double-digit per share growth, high teens, all of that. Where is this language? And then now, which is on the 6th of 10th, a lot of students should have already shorted this on the 6th of 10th, and it's actually coming down quite nice. Can you see at the bottom, 6th of October is when the news happened? Some people say they can't find it. You can see the 6th of 10. Can you see 6th of 10 where the news happened? Yeah. So a lot of students make a lot of money on that as well. Cool. So well done because you are willing to do the work. Now, I forgot to talk about our sentiment a little bit because we have some new students here. I want to talk about the sentiment so that, you know, you kind of like don't forget. I know I talk about it many times, but we just talk about it really quickly so you don't forget just like that. Okay. So let me just go through this real quick with you. So I just want to see what we are on right now. And IG sentiment, this is what I like, this is what I like, this is what I like, this is what I like. Maybe Zwag Brief Trust. Where is our trading view? That let's go to let's go to like SP 500 real quick. Zwag Brief Trust. Okay, it's in the middle. That is not very good. So these are new indicators. This is quite a powerful indicator. Not new indicator. It's a higher level indicator where we so it's called the where is it? Um, it's called the ZBT indicator. Okay, Z breath trust indicator. Quite a really powerful indicator. You can see every time when we're in this indicator, um, whenever we come up like that, just a little bit like that, a little bit like that, a little bit like that, a little bit like that. The stock tends to like go up a little bit. Wow, this is the bottom really nicely there. Bottom really nicely there. So now it's in the middle. So you want to know when to buy. This will help you a little bit. Okay. ZMBTI. So you go on trading view, type the SP 500, click on this indicator, it will show you the ZBT indicator. Cool. Now, also what I want to show you is okay, NAIM coming down really nicely. You can see every time when we are like the top here, we tends to have a correction going on. When the top here tends to come down a little bit, come down a little bit. So we are kind of like at the top there, waiting for things to do its thing now. So I also like to look at this. This is really nice. So let's look at GBP USD and SPX. If you want to know what the US dollar is going to do, you can go to. Sometimes if you want to know what a specific currency pair is going to do, you can open all of the sentiment up. And then you will be like, oh, wow. That's kind of usually what happened. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second, let me have a look. So let me show you some magic. Yeah, magic show. So let's have a look. We got some magic here. Let's pretend, yeah, you will be like, okay, I want to know whether what currency is gonna go up or down. Okay, let's say you want to know what currency is gonna go up and down. So let's say you want to know like um, where is it? Pound sterling. So you open everything to do with pound. Okay, GBP, 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 GBP. You know, if you want to know something to do with like euro, for example, you open everything to do with euro. Where is it? Okay, AUD. Okay, this one AUD US dollar, GBP US dollar. What else do we have? Euro GBP. Let's have a look. It's like a magic. So first of all, we've got this, which is GBP US dollar. As I said before, let's say it one more time. The only way to make money on this is by aiming the top or the bottom, as simple as that. So you're going to see when it's at the top, when it's at the top here, the blue line, it tends to go up. Can you see? It tends to go up. So what you do, you draw a line here. Okay, you draw a beautiful line here. Draw a really beautiful line. So every time you want to buy and make money on Forex, just come on here. Can you touch the top a little bit? It went up. You touch the top a little bit, it went up. Now we are kind of here in the middle. So here it came down. So you draw a line. Draw a beautiful line here. Just draw a beautiful line here. So every time when it touches here, chances are it's going to come down. So GBP and US dollar, the top and the bottom line is very beautiful. And a lot of our students make a lot of money just on that. Okay. I will show you again one more time how I make this happen. Yeah. Basically, you look at the top and then you draw a beautiful line at the top and you say it to yourself every time when it touches my top line, it went up. Touches my top line. Can you see it touches my top line here? Shit went up. Touches my top line, the shit went up. Touches my top line, the shit literally went up like that. Okay? So that's what happened. What about right now? Right now is in between my top line and the middle line. So we can't do anything like that. Okay? So let's go to the next one. Um, what is this? So let's look at this S&P 500. Some is very beautiful, some might not be so beautiful. So let's have a look on this. So you can see they do the same thing here. Every single time when you see something happen, you'll be like, you draw a top line. So how do I draw this? Let me see. Can I draw this? Okay. This is a bit tricky, but we still can draw it like that. Yeah. We draw it like that. Oops. Let me draw again. Let's draw it a straight line. Okay, let's draw it again. You draw a straight line like that. Like, oops. Let's draw it one more time. Yeah, just draw it like a straight line like that. Okay. So you can see every single time almost when we are almost touching this line, this start to went up a little bit. We are touching the line here and it did went up. And we touches the line here and it went up. We touches the line here, it went up. So usually the bottom kind of is just right there. Okay, this is quite interesting. We might come back to this. And then Euro US dollar is let's see. We can also do the same thing on here as well. Let's find some GBP US dollar. This is also quite okay. Where's my Euro GBP? Yeah, this one. This is a bit easier to make money. Yeah, it's a bit easier to make money. So first of all, I'm gonna ask you, you look at how I do it first, and then you tell me how to do it. So let's see how can we do this thing. Let's see. So basically, you aim the top and the bottom again. So you draw the line, like how we always drawn. You draw the top here. So you will be like, okay, every time it touches the top, you'll be like, okay, it's really time to buy whatever that is Euro US dollar. So if I'm gonna draw the top in a more straight line, yeah, let's make it a bit more straight line. So a little bit more straight line will just be that. Okay, just a little bit more straight line. So you know already. So every time we touches almost touches the top here, sheets went up. So touches the top here. Can you see? Sheets went up. Oh, we touches the top here. Can you see? which is touches the blue line and the blue line is touches, okay? And it went up. So very nice. Okay. Now, what about when do you sell? Same thing. You draw something really beautifully at the bottom. So you just draw like that, really beautifully at the bottom. So you do the same magic, guys. Look, um, you can see what kind of touches the bottom a little bit there, and you go to up and it went down, really nicely a little bit. And okay, the next time we touches is kind of around here. And it did went down really nicely. Can you see like a magic? So a lot of us have been shorting this, has been making some money just like that. Now you can see it's kind of in the middle right now, just right there. Yeah. So it's about really finding the outliers, really trying to find which is at the top, which is at the bottom. Okay. And by doing that, you kind of be able to tell what's more likely gonna happen. So if we think Euro GBP is getting weaker, which is what happened in like a few weeks ago, it's getting weaker. So that means pound is getting stronger. So you kind of relate to that a little bit. Usually when pound gets stronger, UK stock usually come down a little bit. Usually, especially with to do with US. Yeah, usually US stock will come down a little bit if pounds get a bit um weaker, etc. Cool. Now let's go into what we're going to talk about right now. You can see this is the insider. You can see so far who is buying stocks and who is not buying stocks straight away from here. So let's have a look. Um, is it time to go in? Let's go to the chart. Oops. So we are just right there. Wow, interesting. So no one was doing anything at the moment. So there's no crossing over. So the smart people are not buying it yet. Just interesting. What is this ad going on? Let's look. This is quite far. Yeah, this is quite far. You want it to have a really nice crossover. If you have a crossover like what we have, then just here, April time. Should you buy or should you sell? Can you see the nice crossover on the 16th of April just here? And the chat box, would you buy or would you sell? When there's a really beautiful crossover there. Yeah. So every time, well done. If every time you see there's a really nice crossover, you can literally close your eyes to buy some high growth stocks. And that's all you literally need. Yeah, well done. Cool. Let's straight to it to look at more of your homework right now. Do, 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 do. Um, let's see. Let me look at the chat box real quick. Awesome. Very good. Vishal, Claire, Mel. You need to drop down to ask question. How do you react on bad news like assist investigation? Um, how do you react on bad news like SEC investigation for uploading? We wait for it to get cheap and then we buy. Awesome. Let's see. Mel said she makes some money on Dave Buster. Okay. Let's have a look. Well done. Oh, is it this Dave and Buster? So what happened to Dave and Buster? Dave and Buster. Uh it's like a new stock. It's like 10 years stock. Let's go to market screener and type Dave Buster a little bit. Do, do, do. How come we just trying to find report second quarter result? Let's click that. Earning calls, let's click that. Play update September, let's click that. Okay, let's click three of that. One, two, update from boss. So let's see these report financial result. Good afternoon. We can't read these just now. Just trying to get the guidance. Detail financial. I want to take the opportunity to make it very clear that my near-term goals are to grow the same-store sales and grow free cash flow now. These are like a little bit like a guidance. We're launching all of that to transforming our food. I want to share with you that we are not waiting to make changes. We are making changes and implementing them real time. We have a strong fall, expected to launch all of that. We recently launched looking to single. We are debuting. We will be launching financial position, compare, sign up compensation. Okay. Let's alternate F expect. Let's see if there's any expect going on. We now expect a total of 11. So these are the expectations. We expect a total of 11 new store opening, the midpoint of our previous guided range 10 to 12. So it's in the midpoint. Let's see if there's any more expect. We expect five more international operation. Okay, that's good. This is good now. So let's look at the one that we have before. Okay. So this is September. Let's look at 3 months ago. Obviously, we have to compare because they give us five now. So let's look at how many before is five. Earnings called June. Let's have a look. That's how you make money. Yeah. You alternate F expect. Well, we expect all of that. We expect momentum. We expect at least seven. This is it. Okay, let's read it really carefully right now. With the opening of our first international franchise in India, we expect at least seven more international openings over the next year. So in June, they expect seven opening. What is this? Q1. Let's go. Is any more expect? Expect seven more opening. We expect expectation key flow, which ends continue to expect, do not exceed. We reiterate this is okay. There's a lot more things now. At least they say that, you know. Let's read this. We are committed to demonstrate our ability to generate free cash flow while continue to invest double-digit new store growth, new gains, and all of that. So they expect a certain. So it's about the store. We further expect pre-opening expense, the sort of expectation in the one before. We expect a total of 10 to 12 new opening fiscal. This is good. 10 to 12 new opening in the fiscal. In addition to our new growth strategy for the net new store, we continue to own all of that. So this is June. June, they are giving expectation like that, 10 to 12. What about right now? What about right now? This is like September. Let's see. What is it saying? We are expect five more over the next 6 months. We expect 11 new, the midpoint. Okay, we secure agreement, we see international growth. Now I will turn that to okay. It's quite strange to compare because first, if I'm gonna compare new store opening, this is like 11. Previously was around 10 to 12. So it's in the midpoint. So there's not much. And then the next one that I can compare is continue to click expect. Oh shit. Yeah, just about that. Expect five more international opening over the 6 months. So this is what? 11 new opening and now five opening. What's that mean? Okay, so one is local, Washington, Michigan, Alabama, whatever that is. These are all local. Now we are talking about international. So local openings is in the middle. What about international? International, they're talking about five more. As a reminder, we secure agreement for over 30 for the coming years. So 5 and 35. That's international. What about this? Um, let's click alternate F, international. With the first opening, we expect seven at least more over the next year. So let's try to understand. Before was we at least we expect at least seven more over the next year. And now they expect five more. So what about another two? Where is it gone? Restore, develop, all of that with our new of our second location, with the new opening of our second location. So I think it's the same. Yes, five more because they got the second. This one is what? We are proud with the first. So I think one is missing. Look, when they say with the opening of the first international in December, we expect seven more. Okay, obviously there's like eight, isn't it? Include the first one. And then this is with the opening of our second international location in India. This is the second, they expect five more. So one is missing. So let's just click on that. Okay, that's what we got right now. So we're just gonna put it on here. So one is literally missing, guys. So we're just gonna put it on here. From from eight opening, from eight international opening, you have to look it up properly, yeah. To seven, I think. To seven. Okay. They didn't say it. They literally did not say it. If you read if you read the analyst, maybe they're gonna say it. Because analyst was also asked the same. So how many do you have now? Let's read the analyst comment a little bit. So this is from this company. This is from the margin. This is from all of that. It's so different thing about one to two growth versus five that we recently see that guided this year we recently seen. So in the message, they are really rethinking. I think that would focus more on same store inflation, but I want just to make sure it's really big change that you're trying to communicate any couple. Yeah, I think we're kind of providing for a high summer review, but no, we are planning 10 to 14 unit, which obviously is such a high percentage. So no, please don't remit to that comment as a change in strategy. The news fact. Why do they say this, guys? Where's the growth? Okay, let's alternate F growth a little bit. Growth, same store, growth, growth, growth. we should be looking to drive same store positively grow anywhere from 3. This is another guidance. Can you see the guidance? They put it anywhere they want. So you usually have to sit down a little bit. So to grab the growth standstill from 3% as in the program, and that's going on. So you have to see last time how much is the growth. So this is 3%. Let's continue. So we're focusing on revenue growth. So what about last time? How much is the growth? Let's look at this. Growth, long-term growth, double-digit growth, moving growth, sales growth, 40% return. When is this? This is the kind of like latest one. All right. So that's what happened. This is 610. What about this? Are we doing the same company? Dave Buster. Dave Buster, 610. This one? 915. Why is it like this? Earnings call June 10. Modify. This one? Be weird. June 10. Should be June 10. This should be June. This is June, guys. It's not 9. It's June. Let's go to growth again. So this is 40% growth in June time. In my perspective, I think 6% growth. 6 to 7. Yeah. And the latest one. Okay, this is June. Sorry, guys. This is June. This is the latest one. Let's look at the growth. Let's look at the growth. 1% growth. The latest one is around 1 to 2% growth. It's so different to think about 1 to 2 versus a 5 to 6 growth that we see in the last that guided this year. So they make it very clear for you. Yeah. Like this security, this person asked the question. Last time you see 5 to 6 growth, now it's 1 to 2 growth. So this is it. So let's just copy that as well. So this from 8 to 7, and also from this one compared to the previous growth. So Carmax, blockbuster. And you see, a lot of these we just have to sit down and grab the transcript out, Dave Buster, and it's nice because you get to understand a little bit of the company, Dave Buster. What is this? You become an analyst. You literally work for JP Morgan right now. But JP Morgan is not as powerful as you, literally. Um, what is this? Dave Buster, scenes. So very clear. So from 8 to 7, um, opening. This is now. This is before. Same thing. 1 to 2 growth to 5 to 6. So obviously it's a big drop. So people would have probably short this on, let's see, 7 when the news happened. This is 6 of 10. Let's look. What is this? Dave Buster, 6 of 10 would just be around there. Only a bit like that. See where's a support line. Very close to support lines as well. Okay. Interesting. Really interesting. Cool. Let's look at the next homework. Let's see. Let's see. So let's look at the next homework. Well done. So Mel, really good. Let's get Kelvin. Do. Let's go to the next. Josh, where's your homework? We're gonna look at Vishal homework later as well. Let's have a look. Just click on that. Uh, Kelvin is not coming up. Well, now who else have done homework? Just type in the chat box here. We're gonna be seeing yours. Do. Awesome. Let's look at. So let's see if anyone can find anything else. Let's go to the market screener. Any names of the companies that you found? Let me know right now, or you might have to keep your peace forever. So we'll go to guidance. How to find it? I'm going to show you how to find it. You just go to guidance and change this if you want to North America only. And then you start filtering it through Dell reaffirm, races, lowest fiscal despite third quarter beat. So maybe we can short this mid-comic. Let's see. Mid-comic incorporated all of that. Beats, cuts annual profit amid tariffs, retailer reporting mid-comic, consolation, revises. Uh, let's see. Provide net sales. Reiterate. Shares upbeat. Let's see. Nitrogen updates. Trim annual profit forecast. Abi. Expect C. Post strike deal. That's it. You read it very fast, and you found in the past 7 days, you do it every 7 days. And once you found it, you go to your account, you click your button. Reaffirm, reaffirm. Service outlook set. Okay. So if you want, you can go to profit warnings as well. This one cuts outlook. Let's see what else. Comic warns profit SEO and will turn around. Let's have a look on this. Let's have a look on that. This is different countries. That's fine. Let's treat it a little bit. Cuts Volkswagen revises earning guidance. Carmax, we done that. Well done for anyone who found it, Mel. You're doing so well. Cool. Let's see. Can we short this guy? Lower this full year. Let's see how much it lower. 3. Last time was 3. So it's quite the same. To be flat 2. Currency expect. Sales dynamic profit. Okay. It's quite the same. Might comic. 1 to 3, 2 to 4. 1 to 3 remain unchanged. 1 to 3, 2 to 4. It's a big drop, but it's not massive. Let's go and my comic. It's like 1 to 2% drop. Yeah, it's kind of at the bottom already. You're probably not going to lose money shorting this guy, but it's bit quite low already. Potentially. Remind me to look at this like next week. Mac comic. It's all drop, but it's just the drop is not massive. 123, 224 is not a massive drop. Sunwave, let's have a look. Due to revises earning guidance, expect to be 11.14. However, previously was 12 to 12. Revenue to be 44 to 46. Before was 48 to 50. So how many drops is that? 4 divided by 44. So you use 48, the new number minus the old number. That's like 4. 4 divided by 44. 4 divided by 44 is probably 9-10% like that. Potential shorts as well. Sanu wave. It's around 9%. It would be nice to be 10%. Sanu stock price. It's kind of new company. New company, when it drops like that, it can drop quite big because when the guidance drop, it can drop quite huge. Let's read carefully. Revises earning represent 12 versus last week. We also sold a record number of system. However, not enough to reach previously announced guidance for the year. You can potentially short this guy, Sunwave, basically because it's such a new company. Usually new company comes out, they're always like that. This was not like that. Cool. So the next one, Niogen, 25 from 22 is a good news. Data vault exceeds previous target. So exceeds the guidance is a good news for this guy. Data vault. Wow. Be nice to know the reason. Say it will be helped by rapid tokenization partnership with IBM. This could be a short-term hype. Yeah. Short-term hype, catch you up, and then kill. Ah, Colibri Energy. Let me see what's the price now. It's here. April. Colibri uh, shows significantly growth, has been revised lower due to several. How much lower? Expect 61. Shows significant average revenue shows significant growth from even though its guidance has been revised lower. How much lower? We kind of need to know about this. Colibri. Can't find this company. Colibri. Expect to be 12. We need to know what happened in the previous one. 10 to 11. It's a bit small drop. Expect full year to be 10 compared to previous 11. It's like 1. If it is not healthcare, we would have short this. FB on the 3rd. ABBVIE. Yeah. It did came down after since. Interesting. This could be a potential short if I read it carefully. Let's see the reason why it came down. The drug company lowers its guidance. Usually we will short it like that, flagging an expected 2.7 billion charges in the process of R&D expense because they are doing something. May rise collaboration, but are not forecast asset buys due to uncertainty around timing. It's not specified how expense was occurred. Expect previous added. This can be this forecast said be built around produce all of that drugs and fully operational by 2027, leaning on new immunology drug, offset arthritis drug, spend more than 20, plans on 10 on expansion over the country. Um, B. You kind of have to plot this 12 quarters. So I'm just going to copy this. You have to plot the 12 quarters to see if they actually drop so big like that. Because I think it dropped just over 10%. Cool. Yep. Plot the three quarters. Plot plot the eight quarters. You want to see if it happens before like that or not. What is this? Winskill cuts outlook. Warning, profit warning lowers its outlook. Now expect to grow 3 to 10. Previously was 10 to 20. Wow, that's crazy. What is this? This is not in the US. The annual growth will still grow 20 to 30. So let's go. What is this? Unfortunately, this is not in the US. This is like in Europe. Can't find the stock. Otherwise, might be interesting. Let's look at this guy. Discounted B&M won lower annual weak British sales. Cut draw customer. British navigated fragile demand. Run 78 let inconsistency. He's back. We have more work to do. Expect the full turn to take 12 months. Early boosted sales is forecast a plunge. Expect core sales for the year ending down 620. So they expect a core profit of 510 for the year. So it was dropped around 10%. 620 minus 5 is 100. 100 divided by 5, it dropped 20%. So let's just copy that. Could potentially short this guy. A lot of students have already short these guys as well. It's a short because it's a 20% drop in core profit. Plot the earning guidance graph, you can see it really nicely. Yeah, quite a nice shorts as well. Retailer France post like-for-like sales in the half year. Just imagine their competitors was doing so well while this is not doing well. Market screening is so powerful. Cool. So if you have shorted these on 7 of 10, you should make some money as well. B and M. Where is his company? Um, let's have a look. B&M. This guy. Wow. It's really at the bottom, guys. That's crazy. Yeah. Plot the graph a little bit to see last time here how much money they make, how much money they make here, how much money they make here, how much money they make at the bottom here, and compare to the bottom here. It takes 12 to 18 months to recover. Wow. 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 Let's copy this. If you've been doing this since, if you've been doing the guidance since then, a lot of our students have actually already shorted this as well when they already been doing the guidance since then. Plot the nice earning guidance, you will see that when you're supposed to short this company big time. Yeah, based on the earning guidance. And you can see compare today to see is huge or not. Beautiful. BM, Sanu Health. I think we done it. Cool. Josh is asking about Rivava Pharmaceutical. Who is Josh? Rivava Pharmaceutical. Let's have a look. Yes, some companies, like some countries, don't really give guidance. UK stocks usually don't give you guidance. But if they give you guidance, you want to back test them to see if they work or not. Yeah. Well done, Mel. You're doing so well. Can send it to all. Rivava stock. You need to kind of tell me what's the guidance of this stock. Send me your graph, your link. Let's have a look. Let's read this together. So participate to key opinion leader, participate in fourth opportunity conference, initiate pharmaceutical whole buying, participate public plans to offer public shares for announce public offering, propose earning result. Let's click on that. Today meet pharmaceutical announce 10 million offering. It looks like a new company where they decided to give positive full data set schizophrenia. This a lot of these pharmaceutical companies, you kind of have to follow up because they just have new drugs being released as well. All of that. Let's read them. Raise ongoing concern and all of that. Okay, let's read them. Revo reported earnings for the quarter to be net loss of 6 compared to 7. So it lose less money, which is good. Basic material contribution was 0.2. Yep, lose less money. Lose 100% less money. That's nice. For the first 6 month, net loss was 12 compared to 15. Basic loss. This is like buy and sell, that kind of stuff. Yeah, let's continue. Reported earnings. Net loss was 6 compared to 7. Net loss was this compared to that. Okay, interesting. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to copy this and type investor. So you go to the direct website straight away. And this is actually 100% growth in this company. Participate, participate in key webinar. Let's read this. What they're saying here. Reviva, a late stage pharmaceutical developing therapies address unmet medical needs, inflammatory. The webinar to register. This Reviva is a pharmaceutical company that develops seek commercial therapy in diseases. Okay. This is like a little bit like a pump and dump where in 1990s, so it's always like that. We used to have a lot of new drugs companies treating HIV, treating corona, treating what's that called? Treating all sorts of drugs that you heard about, where they're trying to treat illnesses. These are all the corona drugs. So we have Moderna, who treats um what's that called? Corona, I think. And it went up massively. People think this is the most important stocks in the world because it treats corona. And then what happened? It comes down and it never goes back up before. This is like a pump and dump scheme. Same thing here, Pfizer or they come up with a lot of these, kind of with condoms, kind of with many beautiful things, coronas as well. And what happened? And it went up big time. These are all during Corona time, Corona time. Wow, Corona, wow, 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 going up big time, and it come back down like that. So a lot of these companies that you look at, they will go up big time, temporarily. That is only when you have the insider news, when you'll be like, okay, during extreme fear time, okay, you get on this, you understand a little bit, you know someone who works there, you understand the drugs a little bit. And then you don't want to hold them forever because a lot of these drug companies, eventually they come back down. Like we have so many drugs companies in the world, almost zero of them continue to go up big time. Literally, I mean, biopharmaceutical company, they can go up massively in a very short space of time. So when you make your money, you kind of want to run away like that. Yeah. So that's kind of like if you have spare money to lose and stuff like that, you can buy some option trading and stuff like that. If you know, let's say tomorrow they're gonna come up with the result of of a certain drugs. You never know whether the result is gonna be up and down. So what a lot of these gamblers do, they buy a little bit, and then if it goes up and then like that, and it comes down, they lose the money. They prepare for that. But the thing is, because there's a on options is fine because there's no gap, but on normal spread betting or CFD or on share dealing, there's a gap. So even you have a stop loss, the gap cannot cover your stop loss. Yeah. So it's a bit of hype stocks, which is absolutely fine. Let's type it. Reviva. Reviva. Oh, let's see. Yep. So you can see, initially it comes out really, really nice. Initially it's come out really, really nice. And then it's just like that. I will be buying this stock if it is not so much of a pharmaceutical company, if it's not so much of drug related like that. Yeah, this is a bit of too much drug related. Mm. Cool. Interesting. Interesting. Well done. So, what about the latest news they have for the company? Let's see. Any latest news they have? A late pharmaceutical company announced public offering. Let's see, what is this? Pharmaceutical company late address. But it's not to say that all these new drugs is not good for humanity. They're actually very good for humanity. We have like so many drugs coming in, like crazy. We have arthritis drug, we have heart attack drugs, we have cholesterol drugs. All of this, some people has to come out with it, and their stock did went up big time once upon a time. We have like so many drugs, chlamydia, gonorrhea, all of the drugs. And, and at that moment was really, really good. But as an investor, especially when you've been doing for so long, you just seen everything already. You're like, oh wow, it's always like that. But for people who hasn't come in yet, they say tobacco. Let me go in tobacco. Oh, airline is coming. They get into airline. A lot of people was also very much into tobacco at that moment when the US was so into tobacco. And this is used to be theory, used to be the one of the most famous tobacco stock. People say, oh, tobacco is so good for us, so good for us. And during Corona time, tobacco went up like the world has never seen before. This is like Corona. And in March time, just went up like the world has never seen before. And the USA, let's get tobacco to be legalized. And we're going like everything is normal. But this get rich quick hype stock will never make money like that. Excuse me. So what stock is going to make you money? The guidance stocks, and you see that our strategy is going to make you money consistently in a very nice way. So well done on coming to the best training in the world, very consistent, very reliable. Cool. Now let's continue real quick because all of that many, many years ago, we seen it all. We even got burned many times, like 10 years ago, because everyone was shouting at it. And you'll be like, oh wow. Hence we come up with a sentiment strategy. Cool, awesome. I think we've gone through all of the stocks now. So remember, put on all of these trades into your practice account. So if you're a complete beginner, you've never know how to do it. You should really put in the real account when you have done the guidance on the 8 quarters. So two things need to happen. You have to done the guidance on the 8 quarters to see if it's never happened before. And then if it is, then you can do it. And the second part, you want to see last time this price, where is my stock gonna go? You want to see where's your target at. How do you know your target? You look at last time, the stock was at the bottom. How much money was I doing? Like a BM that we look at just now, the B&M. Like for example, you'll be like, okay, how much is gonna come down? So let's say this is 20 profit. The profit was 20 million, for example. You want to make sure this high amount at the top is not 20 million. Yeah. You can't be last time making 5 million and this making 20 million and you expect things to come down. No. This must be making 100 million. The price is here. This should be making 1 million. So the price can keep going down. So you have to compare like that. Remember, you are an investor. You are a business owner. Yeah, you're an analyst. You're not a gambler who 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 don't know anything. Yeah. So congratulations and well done. I'm so excited for all of you. Remember, in life, we just need 1 to 2 extreme fears to change our life for the better. A lot of these success students that you see, they are all coming from that. So I'm very, very proud for students on the apprenticeship training because we're going to book our one-to-one to talk about that straight away to put into practice. Awesome. That's it for now. Hope we are learning something really, really new. And I will see you very, 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 very soon. Take a screenshot of the watch list that we are doing it here. Put on your account and see how it goes. Awesome. You're welcome, Maria. You're welcome, Claire. Let's see who is here. Let me have a look. How do I go to my chat box? Let's see on the chat box. Uh, Also, we have Abu. Really nice to see you, Abu. RJ, congratulations, RJ. Use the link. Alvin, we have An, we have Ami, we have very nice. Bavika, we have B back, we have Bobby, we have Kevin, we have Kai, we have Chi Hang. Chi Hang, you need to text me, Claire, Abby, Jack, Jane, Josh. Nice, Josh. Send me a text as well. We have Leo, Mario, May, Mel, Michael, Nora, Paula, Rash, Suki. Awesome. Speak to you guys very, very soon. Take a screenshot of these beautiful traits and charts. Speak to you very, very soon. You're welcome, Leo. You're welcome, Abby. You're welcome, Josh. Josh, it's literally just in front of you. What's going on with you? What's going on? We have Theo, we have Bobby, we have Rash saying thank you. You're welcome. Speak to you very soon. Take care now, guys. Bye bye. Can I have the new password? Awesome. Hope to see your homework next week, Josh, and everyone else. Thank you, Jack. You're doing so well. Also, can't wait to receive your homework. I personally think the stock market is going to come down really nicely when we have companies reporting really bad guidance. Now we have a little bit of companies reporting bad guidance. We don't have a lot. When we have a lot of companies reporting bad guidance, that's where, things are supposed to come down a little bit. Tesla was down 3% today. Um, strategy, micro strategy. This is the Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin down today? Bitcoin was down, let's see, it's down around 3% today as well. Cool. Yep, just taking its time. Awesome. We're almost there as well. Take a screenshot. Speak to you guys soon. Take care now. Bye-bye. Anna's asking, what's the clarity between undervalued stock at the bottom of the chart, like a stock that you want to stop? Want to clarify, what's the difference between an undervalued stock when it's at the bottom of the chart vs stock at the bottom like you want to short? What's the difference between undervalued stock is at the bottom of the chart? Now, to know whether the stock or not a stock is undervalued, you have to go through three analysis. Okay, the three analysis on the stock, whether something is undervalued or not. The first analysis, you obviously want to know the historical PE ratio if it's at the lowest. The second, you want to have a DCF. You want to see how much cash they're going to be generated to you. So you want to know the discounted cash flow of that particular stock. So that's kind of the two things you kind of know whether a stock is cheap or not. Yeah. So like for example, UNH is cheap now, but you want it to be some high growths as well. Yeah. So want to clarify between undervalued stock is at the bottom of the chart. So DCF, they tell you what is a nice price of the stock to buy. ChatGPT probably going to tell you that as well. If you some other website, Guru Focus also tell you what's the whether something is overvalued or not overvalued. It's like stock at the bottom that you still want to short, like VS the stock at the bottom that you still want to short. Clarify what's the difference between stock at the bottom that you still want to short. Yeah, just make sure the guidance is coming down big time and then you'll be fine. It's like stock sometimes is at the bottom doesn't mean it's cheap. Sometimes it's at the top doesn't mean it's expensive. Like Nvidia, for example, is actually uh Nvidia, for example, is actually not too expensive. Nvidia might not be too expensive. If you go to ChatGPT right now, um, give me the true value, you know, the true value of or the intrinsic value of Nvidia, Walmart and UNH and let's say Apple and like Tesla. Tesla will be a bit more expensive. True value, what else? UNH, Apple, Tesla. Yeah, using DCF method and all other methods. Some websites give you that straight away, um, but they're gonna come out later. So let's see. Waiting. Well done, Abu. Abu, you're doing it really well. That's the way to do it. But we got what about the stocks we're not giving guidance, but the Paul first got to give guidance and guidance has doubled. What about stocks before we're not giving guidance, but now for the past 4 quarter give guidance, the guidance has doubled. That is good. If the guidance double is good, buying extreme fears can be quite nice as well. If the guidance has increased, never happened before, then will be really, really nice. Awesome. Bottom, but you suggest to show why you thought it was a good value. So, but else I thought it was a good value. Oh, I see. Um, um, yeah. Sometimes stock is at the bottom. It might not be super cheap. Yeah. So if we type B&M in there, how about let's type B&M B&M, the British stock. B&M, the British Retail. So look. Cool. Awesome. I didn't get injured and turned it something that is normal rather than the people instead. Let's do it fast. I think the new ChatGPT is just a bit slow. Why is this? Um, it's fine. We will just click on that and go to Guru Focus. Uh, maybe they don't have on Guru Focus. Let's see. Do 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 do. Okado. So the P was around 7. Okado P was around 4. Okay. Let's see. What is this stage 2? Yes, please do it. Do, 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 do. We used to have a calculator. Field chat probably gonna give us those. Let's see. Log in and see. Do, do. B&M. Let's see if it comes up. Do, 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 do. Use of a valuation tool, just right somewhere here. Do, 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 do. It's the same. Yep, like using DCF method, Nvidia right now is around 91 US dollar per share. I think it's 120 right now. This is kind of like a fair value. If you want to buy things in a beautiful way, you want to make sure they are below the true value of the stock. So let's look at our basic method first, the PE ratio method. So if I go to B&M historical PE ratio, let's see what do they usually give us on that. So it's around zero. Let's see. UK companies, they don't normally give us so many things. So we just got to kind of find it. Do, do, do. Let's click on that. Let's click on that. Why sheet? What is this? This is around 12, 28. Mm. Let's come up with these saves coming out. It's B&M. Like for example, Tesla right now, you can see it's a little bit overvalued at the moment. And if you got the PE of Tesla, it's a little crazy. It's at 266. That means it take you 266 years to kind of make your money back big time. So it's a bit overvalued. It will be nice to if it is under 100 for Tesla. Apple right now is also a bit overvalued. The PE right now for Apple probably around 30. It'll be nice when it's around 23. UNH is undervalued, as we just talked about just now. Um, Below 300 US dollar will be really nice. Nvidia possibly a little bit undervalued, a little bit Walmart, a little bit just there. So it depends on which one that we are comparing. What about B and M, under or overvalued? Use all of your capability to find. Usually they will kind of break it down. Usually we have a calculator to kind of calculate a little bit of the cash flow and kind of stuff like that. Yeah. So that's where undervalue and uh so in terms of how to make money when things are undervalued or overvalued, this is what happened. So the whole point of finding the undervalued stocks and overvalued stocks. So all of the time, we kind of want to find things that is undervalued. And these stocks are stocks that is like quite stable, like stocks that's quite stable. You already know they're not going to change a lot. So that's where the undervalue kind of comes, where it's stable stocks. But high growth stocks like Tesla, you can't actually tell if Tesla is undervalued or not because too much growth is inside the stocks already. Yeah, way too much growth is inside the stock. So you can't actually tell, oh, it's actually undervalued or overvalued. So what's the best thing? The best thing is the same. So during extreme fear time, when we get in, on a high growth stocks, that's where you make the most money. But however, during the time where market is like in the middle, in the neutral, yes, that's where you want to get into undervalued stocks. Okay, undervalued stocks, not yeah, undervalued stock. You don't really want to get to undervalued stock during extreme fear. But when market is a bit overvalued, when things are expensive, you can't see anything right now. Those are the time where where is undervalued. Those are the time where you actually want to get into stocks that is undervalued. But if I show you right now the stock that is so undervalued right now, it will be like even Boeing probably quite undervalued. How about Boeing? This is what we call it as a value trap, where a lot of value investor long time ago, they were just looking for stocks that is selling dirt cheap. But in reality, we don't want stock that's just selling dirt cheap. We want stocks that grow as well. Yeah. So you can be buying stocks that is super cheap and that is not growing. And you will find that eventually the stock also keep coming down. So if I look at Boeing, how's Boeing doing? Let's have a look. Boeing probably is one of the cheap stock. Let's see. Let's have a look. Yeah, so Boeing really went down during like when they have crash and stuff like that. It's not just going like that. So if I go to the growth of Boeing and the value of Boeing, finlease.com, and if I type Boeing here, let's see what do we get. So Boeing hasn't got a PE because they are kind of losing. So let's see. EPS this year, EPS next quarter. So EPS is like around, hmm, let's see, performance. Is this Boeing stock? Yeah, 114. Hmm. Like Nike, for example. Let's get Nike. Nike and Lululemon. Like Nike, um, how about Nike valuation? How about Nike? Undervalue or overvalue? PayPal's as well. You know, a lot of these stocks, they are super cheap, super cheap. PE ratio super, super low. If I type Nike here, um, you can see, let's have a look. Wouldn't be super, super cheap, but let's get Nike. The growth of Nike was like, this is like negative 23. It's actually not growing, you know. The growth, this company is actually not growing. So, but it's also super cheap. If you look at Nike, you know, just like that, literally. You know, it's like that. It's super cheap. It's like right at the bottom, you know. It's super cheap like that. But we wouldn't really like get into like stocks like that, just like that, even though it looks low and cheap. How about PayPal? Let's look at PayPal. PayPal was also probably quite similar. You know, PayPal was like that. And then, you know, it was like that. And then it was just like that. It went up massively during Corona time. After Corona, it was just PayPal was just not doing nothing. So if I show you, paper was also one of the very much undervalued stocks. So let's have a look. So this is 23. So let's say PayPal, PayPal. I'll give you a conclusion kind of later on. So you can PayPal PE ratio was on the 15, one of the cheapest that you ever got. Um, let's see. Stuff like that. If I go to like Lily, for example, LLY, you know, the growth is around 75, 32, and 41 like that. So, and PayPal's got quite a lot of competitors and stuff like that as well. So we don't do stocks that's just 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 going down and just cheap and stuff like that. So PayPal, if you type PayPal in ChatGPT, is super undervalued as well. Let's have a look. Let's see. Yeah, so Boeing is also very undervalued as we talk about. It's like slightly undervalued a little bit. What about PayPal? How about PayPal and Nike? Under or over? So it's not just so simple anymore. So let's make a conclusion here. I think it's a very good question. So I'm gonna do a conclusion here. So how do you choose stock that is undervalued, overvalued, and really stuff like that? And how do we choose stuff like that? So basically, for the longest time, a lot of people they just chose stocks that is way undervalued, but the growth is just not growing. So when I say not growing means if it is less than like I would say 20%, less than 15% and stuff like that, and a lot of competitors, these are not very good, you know, slow growth, low competitors, a lot of competitors and going on competitors. Like people, quite a lot of competitors for PayPal. You know, people can use Visa, can use Stripe, can use can use Mastercard. So many Amex and so many things like that. So yeah, growth, slow growth, and a lot of competitors. Those stocks, even though they are okayly there, you can see they're super cheap. The P ratio of PayPal was just 15. it's not, it's not a thing where people, this is called a value trap. Yeah, it's literally like a value trap. Yeah, it's like a value trap. So it's very way undervalued, but it's like a value trap. Yeah. So as if you want to really make a lot of money, where you make a lot of money during extreme fear time, we don't do things like that. The powerful, the great things that we want is yes, we want something that is undervalue or not undervalue is actually not the most important part. As long as historical wise, the P ratio of that stock is low for that company and the growth of that stock is quite high, we make a lot of money. This happens for anything. You look at Google, for example. Yeah. Google was getting crushed big time. Let's see. So this is Google. Google was like going up like that. And then suddenly, since February time, this is not even March time. Tariff comes in March. February, Google is already being crushed. So Google is already coming down because people think that ChatGPT is going to overcome, take care of Google. Google is coming down big time all the way to when? Kind of 7th of April. So Google was literally being crushed big time. If I show you the PE ratio of Google, let's see. The PE ratio of Google usually was around 30. Okay. Usually was around 30. You can see it's just around 30. But at that moment in time, Google was getting all the way to 17. Just in April time, just in extreme fear time, it was 17. Google is like, is one of the Max 7, one of the, Magnificent 7. And, when Apple gets to 17, you want to run and buy. Meta used to come to 17 as well in 2023. Those stocks, but if let's get growth of Google though, let's have a look. Yeah. So when it comes to like below 20 and stuff like that, then we just get on it. But if you look at the growth of Google, let's get the growth of Google a little bit. Maybe not so high. Let's see. Where am I gonna go? Go to Finvies. Look at the growth of Google. Just alphabet like that. Alphabet. Do, do, do. Oops, where's alphabet? Alphabet. Yep, you can see Alphabet was like that. It's around 20%. It's not even less than 10%. If it's less than 10%, you might as well just do SP 500. It was around 23%. So Google was okay. From 160, it went to 247. The increase of it is probably around 60, 50, 60, 80% like that. These are okay. Okay. These are okay. But if you choose our powerful stocks as more than 30%, wow, the money growth big time. Okay, the money grow big time. I showed you before on Chartmail. Oops. On Chartmail, just show you one more time for students on apprentices. So you go to screener and we'll do the US exchange sector. You can choose the two sector that we want, discretionary and information. No, sorry, just that too. And the growth, we kind of want 30, 40 is fine. Let's just make it 30 or 40. Depends on how many companies we find. As long as it's not more than like not more than 10, then we would just do that. So we have revenue here. What about another revenue? What is this? What about the revenue next year? Just like that. We have 72, still quite a lot. So let's just make it like that. 25 is kind of okay now. 20. So we want something on the uptrends as well because some valuation we want to be more than zero. Just makes it positively a bit like that. And then we have 12. And then you want to be like uptrend. This technical analysis, put it 2 is going to give you an uptrend. So if you see here like that, where are we? growth like that. Yeah, so if you see here like that, if you close your eyes, Google's just giving you like that. But if you close your eyes and if you choose any of these, let's make it 40, so be a little bit more. Okay, that's fine. 30 is fine. Just around, as long as more than 30 is fine. So we got a little bit like that. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, so if you close your eyes and you buy any of these companies, you will see that, the first one, the Iron LTD was giving you 900, that's 1,000% return, which is crazy. Cradle was giving 300. These are, if you aim at the bottom, you make even more, by the way. So, Cradle was giving 300, 180, 130, just like that. So, giving you really, really nicely. If you look at the bottom, don't look at 66 like that because it's not at the bottom. If you look at Nvidia properly, when you do an extreme field time, just here, if you calculate yourself, 8 to 18, there is more than 150%, 120%. Yeah, don't look at the numbers like that. Your numbers is supposed to be way more than that, but because these numbers are a bit weird. But if you do your numbers like that, you just minus that, you will see your numbers is way better. It's like two times more. So all of these are times two. This 2,000%, 500%, 300%, 300%. So you make even more than that. So what's the conclusion, Raven? The conclusion here is that undervalue and overvalue is okay. Um, that is, you only do that when the market is like what? It's like, what's that called? When the market is like, what's the name? Markets is expensive. Then you try to find something that's undervalued, and then you will be okay. But that's not that. That's when you have a lot of money. Then you have a lot of money. Then that will be okay. So because all of these companies are they undervalued? It's very difficult for you to say if they're undervalued. Nvidia, how do you know Nvidia is undervalued or not? You can look at the PE. Let's look at Nvidia PE. Nvidia historical PE. Nvidia PE right now is probably around 30. 55. Let's have a look. It's now 55. At that moment, it was around 35. Yeah. So around 35 is a historical quite lows as well. Usually it's around 70, 80, but today is around 55. So it comes up to 30 to 40. That will be a quite a good price to start to take up that. But even 35 is but for high growth stocks it's quite okay. So what was I saying? So what I'm trying to say, the conclusion that I'm trying to make. Oh yeah, if you look at UNH, for example, um, let's see, UNH, which is one of the most undervalued stocks ever. Yeah, one of the most undervalued stocks ever is so undervalued. And if you buy UNH, let's look at when is the best time to buy UNH. So UNH, um, it continues to drop. People are killing, 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 killing. Where is it? 17, killing, killing, killing. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened, went up and then killing like that. And then it continues to drop, like having its own pattern. Literally, healthcare UNH is having its own pattern, is coming like that. And then And then during 1st of August, when the PE, when this get things really low, form a double bottom like that, and then start to come down, come up like that. If I go to UNH PE ratio, let's look. UNH historical PE ratio. Yeah. UNH historical PE ratio. And so at the bottom, yeah, it gets really, really low price around 13. That was in what date? 6, yeah, July time. So if you bought it there, so that's a lowest historical P ratio that we ever kind of seen. But even if you bought it like that, it went up from 24 to 36. That's not a very high, that's not very huge as well. If you forget to buy this, is fine. You're going to buy this is fine. It's not even a really high growth stocks. So this very small little change, that is quite okay. But a lot of our students did get into it just because the P was so low. So and the thing is the whole is the lowest among the whole sectors as well. And this is just due to panicking. This is just buying it due to panicking because so many people are selling, the CEO getting killed, you know, and getting lawsuits and stuff like that. So this is just due to extreme panicking. So students bought it here at the lowest PE. It's also undervalued. So you're not gonna lose money. When undervalued like that, Warren Buffett also bought things like that. Warren Buffett loves to buy stock that is way undervalued. Okay. When he bought Amex when Amex has the biggest problem ever. He bought like a lot of these stocks when they have the biggest problem ever. They've been, biggest problem suddenly. So people are traumatic and everything comes down. So the PE was super low. And he can do that because he has a lot of money. He has billions of money. So he can buy that and safe and sound like that. But that kind of growth is a little bit slow. Okay. That kind of growth, like McDonald's is a bit slow. McDonald's is a bit slow. Amex is a bit slow. Even Apple is a bit slow now. So with that, that's kind of like a safe way to do it. But we want to do a safest way. So let me just give you some tier, give you some conclusion here, so you absolutely know what to do. The safest way to make a lot of money, obviously, I'm just gonna write that down, is when you get in during extreme field time. Yeah, the safest way, obviously, I'm gonna go to extreme. Yeah, the safest way to make a lot of money, you choose an undervalued stock, which is exactly what we talk about. Lowest historical kind of the PE ratio there. But you kind of want to make sure the growth is still quite high. Okay, the growth are still quite high. This is like Nvidia, the growth ratio went down to like 35. Palantir, even there was growth was really low as well. All of these stocks like Cradle, the PE ratio at the fourth of was also historical quite low time. Yeah, historically. So there's very, very high growth, extreme fear time. And when it's undervalued. But undervalued or not is really is a so basically you don't want to buy stocks that's crazily um overvalued, obviously. Yeah. So that's about it. So hence why extreme physics is such a powerful stuff because you know um there's no way you're gonna lose money, basically. Awesome. That's it for now. You can see when we talk about trading and investing, we can talk about it for ages, which is really, really powerful. So Bhavika is asking, what is the PEG ratio means? Um, PAC ratio is a PEG to growth ratio. So a lot of people they just use PE, and some people argue that why didn't you take G into consideration where you take growth into consideration? Yes, on a higher level we do use PEG ratio. However, you can't find PEG ratio of the chart so easily on Google. If I type the PEG ratio historical for Tesla, you're not gonna see it. No one's gonna give it to you on Google, like Guru Focus, let's see you're gonna give it. No one's gonna give it to you. It's too in depth. It's too crazy. It's the same concept. It's just taking the growth into consideration. You want to buy at the lowest growth just right there. Yeah. So what does it say? The PEG is around 4. Usually is around what? Usually it's around 200. Okay. What about this? So they don't give you a really nice graph like that. This is Tesla. So it's like what is this? 211180116 5. So yeah, it's a bit over. This is what about quarter daily June. Yeah, it's not really the latest June 30th. Yeah, so PEG ratio is a much better ratio, but it's just that you wouldn't be able to find it. Who's going to give you a PEG ratio of Apple? It's just a bit tricky. Yeah. When ChatGPT gets better, then maybe we can use PEG ratio a little bit. But yeah, it's just a bit tricky. You can use a PEG ratio on S&P 500 though. That's easier. So S&P 500 PEG ratio on FactSet, this company, they usually give it. Let's see, PEG ratio. Let's see who is going to give this to us. Historical PE ratio of SP 500. So PE ratio, they give it easily, but if you type PEG ratio, no one is going to give it to you. Let's see. Yeah, Yardney usually will give it to you. Let's see if they're gonna give it now. Uh, okay, let's retype PEG SP 500 Yardley. Forward. It's not even there. P ratio. Yeah, not even there. Mm-mm-mm. But it's just a chart. It's the same concept. You just have to aim at the bottom. It's just a different measurement, but it's still the same. You just aim at the bottom. It's just that we can't find that chart. That's the problem. Yeah, even you find the chart is not widely accepted. Obviously, there are so many magic pills and all this like that. But if we can't find the chart, we can't really use those things. But it makes sense. Yeah, well done, Babika. Well done. So if the stock market goes in the extreme fear, but US fair value is still overvalued, do we buy less and not go? If the stock market goes in the extreme fear, but US is fair, if that's the situation, then you buy some stock that is quite safe, like index and stuff like that. Yeah, and so usually we go all in when markets US value is overvalued. Yeah, usually we want that to happen. That will be the really nice time to happen. Okay, you want the jackpot to happen is when the stock market is undervalued as well. But if it is not undervalued, but we are in extreme fear, we will still add some position on. But it's just not the right time. Not a perfect time. We will still add some position on as well. Then we will be starting to look for guidance stock that's actually going up. Yeah. Awesome, everyone. Had to stop the show up. Cool. Hope you guys learned something new, and I'll speak to you very soon. We got Abu, we have Alvin, we have An, we have some powerful people here. Cool. It's a bit more detailed, but that's okay. That's good. Good to understand. Good to chat about that. Speak to you soon. Take care now. Bye bye. You're welcome.